Coach said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's halftime with Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
From the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moss at halftime.
Even one Razorback.
It's vintage Matt Jones.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olsen and Matt Jones.
Good morning, everybody, and a happy travel day. I know it's a Wednesday, but it's a travel day is what it feels like right now, because it is a travel day. It's not just because it feels like that, because it is. Baseball team's headed to College Station in a couple of hours, and so that's how long I'll be on halftime today. Good to be with everyone. It's a bright, beautiful, sunny day outside the offices of the Regional Jet Center at the XNA Airport. I'm Phil Elson. Matt Jones in the ESPN Arkansas studios today, looking pretty as usual. How you doing?
Yes, sir. You know I like it when you lie to me. It's my favorite thing. I just saw where Vince Carter's going to get his jersey retired. He played 4.5 years for the New Jersey Nets. They're the Brooklyn Nets. Is that long enough? Didn't win a title.
I don't even associate him with the Nets. I still associate him
the
with
Raptors.
with Toronto. Is his uniform retired by Toronto? Yeah.
Well, he's in the Naismith Hall of Fame. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, so I get it. And I don't know if it means, some of these places it's kind of like a tribute. Somebody else can still get the number, so I don't know if it means nobody can wear his number. I know they retired Jason Kidd's number.
I guess there's a difference between being put in somebody's Hall of Honor. Is that the same, or Ring of Honor? Is it the same as having your uniform number retired?
I think Darren McFadden should be retired, but I don't know. I mean, if there was one Razorback football player, Darren McFadden to me would be the one.
I don't know. I might choose number 9.
Steve Atwater could be up there as well. He's OG.
Yeah, I could pay you $8 million and you would not try for yourself.
Man, I was just glad they gave me a scholarship, Phil. I was lucky to be on the team.
I'm sure you were really lucky to be on the team. I'm lucky to be on the airplane today with the team. And
last series, chance to hang a banner.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Right. Hey, there should be some information coming out in about an hour. That's when DVH has his pre-series Zoom, which now becomes a pre-bus ride up to the airport, then on the airplane Zoom. So just pack it all together, and then the team's got the workout tonight. So the number one topic involving Arkansas Base. It's funny because I don't know if the number one topic has anything to do with with the positives right now. It's more what are you going to do with this rotation? And I think that now I wonder if you get an answer or if you get a we'll have to see kind of an answer in about an hour when he does talk about it. Everybody's got to announce a rotation at this point. They have to announce a rotation, but all that really means is you got to announce one pitcher. Sometimes teams go with a couple of TBAs. We've seen Arkansas do that before. And I have a feeling there's a chance that you could get a couple of TBAs based on the idea that it all depends on what happens in the first game.
Do you start Hagen Smith on Thursday, or do you keep going with Hagen Smith Friday and start some? Do you think Coach would do that, or do you think Hagen Smith gets the ball on Thursday?
My sense is Hagen gets the ball Thursday, which also ensures that he would be on schedule to pitch Thursday next week in Hoover. And then, after that, it'll be either Friday or Saturday, depending on who your first opponent is in a regional. But, yeah, I mean, you could push him to a Friday if you wanted to do that. But the first game is incredibly important because if you win the first game, you're the division champions. And at that point, maybe you're playing with a little bit of a different mindset than if you lose game 1. You know what I mean? And they've not lost a game that Hagen's pitched in yet. So, just like the one game at a time approach. And then maybe there'll be a bit of a different strategy towards how you handle getting through the next 18 innings somehow.
I know each season's different, each game's different. I get all that, Phil. Last year, it seems like we were in a similar situation with this baseball team, but it was for the overall. If we went and won the very first game, we were gonna be there was nothing we could do but at least be co-champs, right? Like we had locked it up, and then we went 1-2, which it's part of it. We did what we had to do. Is that still a mind? Do you think that mindset's gone at all? Knowing that, like, is there still something that in the back of their minds about last year?
I don't know if it's a matter of last year, just because everything is so different. Just in the strengths and the weaknesses, and look, the coaches are the same though. The people who are making the decision are the exact same. It's Dave Van Horn and it's Matt Hobbs and Nate Thompson and all the guys who are helping them scout the opponents that are coming up. But it's different in terms of strengths and weaknesses, also in terms of who it is that you're talking about as your Friday, Saturday, Sunday pitchers. You get 3 starters. One of them that's got the track record of this entire season in which he's been the known quantity. And it's funny because I think the reason that Hagen Smith moved from Friday starter to piggyback reliever back to starter last year is because he had been a little bit of a wild card that, you just weren't necessarily positive if you were going to get somebody that gave you 5 to 6 strong innings every time out. Turned out that's what he is, and he's actually better than that. The other 2 guys, it's like you at this point in the season when you're 42-10 and you've got 2 veterans who have shown in 2 years now that they can lock down weekend rotations, that they've got stuff in command and they can get guys out 1 or 2 times through the batting order, but you haven't seen it these last 2 weeks. Does that mean that they are what these last 2 weeks are? Or are they more of what they had been that got them to that point to begin with? So, and hey, if you had to sweep the series right now, like A&M does to win the division, then maybe things are planned out a little bit more. But I think with Arkansas, if there's a wild card in this, it's you're undefeated when Hagen Smith pitches. If you just worry about that first game, and then if you win that, and then you're division champions, and yes, you're trying to win an SEC overall. But I don't think that's the end all be all of what they're going at. And it still feels to me, Matt, like it's not experimenting, but it's potentially giving Brady Tygart and or Mason Molina a little more time to try to figure this out. Because if they do in either of these next 2 weeks and they're ready to go in a regional in the postseason, well, then you're kind of back to where you were 2 months ago, where you knew what your rotation was going to be every weekend, and you knew you were going to get 5 to 6 solid innings from somebody.
I think at this point, a little bit of it's psychological. You study, you stay in shape, you put in the work. There's definitely work you got to put into as far as preparation to get ready for the game. And Phil, these ultra competitors, I mean, you don't make it this far without being ultra competitive. And if you ask these players, you try to sit down and you try to talk with the kids and you try to figure out a game plan and map it out. The kids aren't going to say, I don't want to be a starter. They're going to be confident. They're going to be like, give me the ball, coach. I'm ready. So the coach has to be the one to make this decision. And then you have to be able to keep them still motivated, to keep them still in the loop, because, I mean, you got a chance to do something special. You got a chance to win in Omaha. And that's part of the reason you come to the University of Arkansas is to be up to play in games like this, to play in moments like this.
That's right. Well, halftime today is going to be not choppy. It's not the right idea. Clay's coming on in about an hour. Clay Henry, the one and only, who's got a new column up with writing about Nolan Richardson, Hall of Fame coach. We'll visit with him about that. And we didn't even get a chance to talk with him last week about his visit with Barry Switzer, which it happened a month after I think that we initially talked to him that it was happening. But they eventually did get together, and it sounds like it was really a great time. And I'm cutting out at 1 o'clock, and then Clay and Matt will take over the rest of the way. Your calls and texts as we go throughout as well on the McLarty Daniel hotline at 377-6963. Yeah, Jamie May asking if the A&M game is postponed tomorrow. They shift to a doubleheader on Friday or Saturday. You got to try to play it the next day. You really don't have weather tomorrow in College Station looks nasty. I'm talking the kind of rain, not just rain, but lightning. And it's the lightning that's always going to ruin things if it comes to weather in baseball, unless it's just a total deluge, and it may end up being both. In that case, it looks good for Friday and Saturday, no matter what. So they'd have to try to get in the doubleheader the next day. So that would be a long Friday. That would be a really long Friday. But I think that's better than trying to push it to Saturday, because I don't think that's really much of an option anyway. All right, Grant Hall coming up in just a moment on halftime, so stay with us.
The Cal era is here. Championship Under Construction is brought to you by Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com. Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Here comes Norm. He is flying out this, and I thought we were under nuclear attack or something. I had no idea what was going on. He looks at me. He kind of gets right in my face. He goes, "When I call a pitch, you throw it." I look at Ronnie. He goes, "Oh yeah, I've got to tell you, he's calling the pitches right now." I go, "Yes, sir." Yeah. And he does.
You're shaking off the head, man.
Don't miss The Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Pay attention. This happens fast. You're on the forklift in your warehouse when it breaks down. You call Medley Equipment Company. Talk to Debbie.
Hello.
Debbie tells you they'll get you moving again. Debbie talks to a service tech.
Yep, I can do it.
Tech says when they can be there. That nice Debbie lady calls you back.
Hello.
Saying your forklift will be fixed in a few hours.
Nice.
Pretty fast, right? We're just trying to keep up because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm branch manager Dennis Mabry. Visit medleycompany.com or see us at 4001 Harper Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
It's a party in the parking lot. Camping World with locations in Van Buren and Podo is the place to be. Take the summer off from payments, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. There will be special pricing for this parking lot event on new and used RVs, starting as low as $13,999. You can save up to 70% on select retail items. There's something for everybody, so come on out for the food and fun at the party in the parking lot at both Camping World locations in Van Buren and Podo, May 16th through the 18th, and in Van Buren on the 19th.
Hey, I'm Arkansas pitcher Hagen Smith. Unlock huge savings as a Pascal Plan protection member for just $8.99 a month. Enjoy annual AC tune-ups, priority scheduling, and discounts on repairs. Plus, these benefits extend to your plumbing and electrical needs, too. Sign up now and get up to $350 in instant savings on a water heater, electric panel, or new AC system. With their friendly budget payment plans, you'll never overpay for your home services. Don't wait. Visit GoPascal.com today to schedule your service or to start your membership.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crick Hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crick Hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crick Hopper.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
The tailgating scene on a perfect fall day in the natural state. Calling the Hogs with 75,000 plus as the Razorbacks run through the A. And all the things you love about football game days are near. Football season tickets are now on sale for marquee matchups against Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss, and longtime rival and new SEC foe, Texas.
Slant, caught, touchdown, Arkansas.
Experience game day on the Hill and secure your seat and tailgating space by visiting ArkansasRazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
And we're back with the action. Coke Zero Sugar might be the best Coke ever.
That's right, Jim. With an irresistible taste and zero sugar, Coke Zero Sugar is a must-try for any sports fan. So make sure you... Wait, Jim, I didn't mean try it right now. We're still on the air.
Best Coke ever? Take a taste, Jen.
Really?
No, not right now, Jen. We got a game to call.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
I'm your big man. That's what I'm here to. Whatever I can. Be it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight. It's never too soon. So walk, please. Go on, please. Don't walk.
Halftime on 99.5 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to the hosts. Here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Headed to the McClarty Daniel hotline, where all guests join us here on ESPN Arkansas. And Grant Hall is with us today, as usual, on a Wednesday morning. Grant, what you got your eyes on this morning? What's new?
Hey, Grant.
All right, Grant, that sounds good. That's what's new.
I like what
Grant
you've done with your voice.
Grant didn't pay his phone bill. I think that's what's new. Yeah, how did he do that with his voice?
Well, AI's taking over, computers, robots. I mean, you get that going on. It's gonna be a long year for these humans, Phil.
No kidding. No kidding. I thought that the Aurora Borealis wasn't supposed to mess with all of our communications, or maybe it was. It is, because it was the whole solar storm, all of that. You know, that we thought it was going to get messed up with the solar eclipse. Obviously, these big two events have ruined Grant's cell phone communications. I think it'll work at some point, though.
I'm interested, Phil, to see who he has in the PGA Championship. You know, golf's second major's coming up.
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah,
Valhalla.
That's
Is
big.
that Louisville? Is that in Louisville?
Kentucky, I believe. Yeah, somewhere there. But there's, I think Rory's on the come. He just got a divorce, just got finalized. So you know what that means. He won the week before. He's playing well. He lost about 115 pounds, so he's really he's swinging free.
He's feeling free and easy if he's just getting out of this bad relationship.
Oh, just playing good now. Yeah, I got Rory all day.
Wow. I heard Clay this morning and we'll have Clay Henry later on halftime. He was talking about a golfer that's going in the opposite direction, who's put on some weight. John Rahm apparently is.
Well, he got that Serena booty, so he's going to grow exponentially as he gets older. He's the type of guy that has to watch what he eats. Him and Zion Williamson, you can see Antoine Walker. There's certain players you're like, oh, that's the best it's going to get for you if you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah. So I saw Zion on I sat there on the couch with my son for a little bit, and he was watching a video of what was it? The top 10 NBA players that ruined their careers through this.
Larry Johnson, Sean Kemp, maybe both of those guys were on the list.
They had Oliver Miller on this list.
Oh, get out of here!
He had a 9 or 10 year career. I mean, he got really heavy. They
Did he only play 10 years? I don't know why. I thought he played like 14.
They called him the heaviest player in the history of the NBA. By the time he was out, but I thought he played 9 or 10 years in the NBA, and I'm not sure if I'd say that's like wasting talent. But Zion, it was for the same reason, for having trouble keeping the weight off. I don't know. Does would that be too much of an issue in golf? Who was that? Who was that heavyset golfer?
Craig Stadler, maybe.
Craig Stadler was the one I was thinking of.
That's a good nickname.
I said it was in the Australian, and he had some kind of like aquatic animal nickname. I was an aquatic mammal.
I think he's American.
Very well said.
I think he's American, but Shane Lowry, the Irishman, he's a little hefty. He's not like the hefty lefty, the late great Jared Lorenzen, who's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. But the hefty lefty, that's a good one.
All right, it looks like Grant's here. Grant, everything okay? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm here. It just got hung up on twice for some reason, but yeah, I'm ready for you guys.
Cool. Sooner or later, we push the right buttons. It's Valhalla PGA this weekend. Who you got?
You know, I would have said until yesterday, I would have said Rory by 8 shots, but I heard that he's getting divorced, and you know that's a tough thing to obviously to go through. So it's interesting. He's coming off a win. Scotty Scheffler's coming off a win, and Brooks Koepka's coming off a win. All three in their last respective different tournaments. So you sort of got. I mean that's a pretty good cast of characters right there to choose from. It's a big ballpark.
Grant, it's kind of funny the way that you put it a moment ago. You're a happily married man. You're on the air here with two guys who've been divorced for a rather lengthy time. We might view this. Rory will deal with the divorce thing a little bit differently, because the divorce doesn't just happen all of a sudden. Didn't he win last week? Maybe the divorce is a good thing for him.
Well, he actually won his last 2 tournaments. He won one a team thing in New Orleans.
Yeah, with Shane Lowry.
With the aforementioned Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't have no idea what's been going on there, but yeah, I know he played great. I mean, this golf course is perfect for him. He won there in 2014, the last time they had the PGA there. So he seems to have that swagger back, at least on the golf course. I think that I don't know if they've talked to him yet today. I think he was supposed to have his press conference today. So, yeah, you could probably pick any of those 3 guys and not be too far off.
What about now? Is Taylor Moore, is he the only Arkansan, the only Razorback in this tournament, or is there any more?
That's right, Matt. In fact, he's playing, let's see, with Jared Jones and Patrick Rogers at 18. So he gets to go off early, and Patrick Rogers is an interesting guy. He was supposed to be a great player coming out of college. He's never won on the PGA Tour. He won that tournament at Lotion in Little Rock years ago as an amateur, a Western Open, a Western Amateur, I think it was. So I don't think that Taylor Moore gets quite the respect sometimes in some of the placings and where he is and the pairings, but that should be good for him going off early like that. And he's been playing really well. I mean, in fact, he got off to a great start last week with a couple of 68s, and then he finished with a couple of 76s. So he's been playing a lot. Maybe he's a little bit tired, but I hope he does great this week.
All right, one last question. Max Homa, Victor Hovland, or Tommy Fleetwood, those 3 guys, which one of those 3 guys do you have finishing has the best chance, you think, to win this thing?
I would say Homa, because he had a great shot in the Masters till he got a bad break on the 12th hole, on that par 3 hole. He was right there. And then I would probably go Fleetwood next, and then Hovland has been struggling this year after a great year last year.
I know women's golf is in the NCAA championship over the weekend, and then the men are still in the Austin Regional, right? What's going on there today?
Yeah, they played a little bit better yesterday. They made one change in the lineup, and they were going into today 4 strokes out of a spot. And you got to be in the top 5. They were 8th after 2 rounds, 9th after 1 round. And I've actually not been tracking it today because I think they started about 8-something this morning. So those things take a long time. They'll probably be on the golf course till 2 or 3 o'clock, something like that. But yeah, they need to rally today. There's some good teams in there, like Wake Forest and Georgia are also not in the top 5. I know Utah was the number 5 team going into today, so that they need a good round today.
Baseball team, about 30 minutes or so. Dave has the Zoom. It'll be everybody. The whole deal now is about the pitching rotation. You got an offense that's woken up. You got relief pitchers that are growing into better pitchers than they were even 2 or 3 weeks ago. Guys like Gage Wood, and Gackle continues to just get better and better, I think. And McIntyre looked good, I think, over the weekend for the most part. So it's just about the starting pitching rotation right now. That'll be the first thing on anybody's mind. What do you think they do outside of knowing who's pitching first in Hagen Smith?
Yeah, I don't know, Phil, and it's interesting. Dave said they just last week were looking for like 3 strong innings out of the starters. The bullpen was so good. I think the bullpen gave up something like 4 runs in 19 innings, and it was good. And of course they had the 2 comeback wins, I guess, in that series. The hitting was a little bit better. Well, it was a lot better actually. Maybe they can put it together. They get this. They have to beat Texas A&M once. If they beat them once, they're the SEC West champions. It'd be great if Hagen Smith could get that, and company could get that out of the way in the first game, and then they could maybe look at seeing what they could do in the overall, depending on what Kentucky's doing. I think the other 2, Kentucky and Tennessee, I believe, are both at home this week, right?
Yeah,
so
that's right.
That's the advantage they have, plus how hot both teams are. And I think Arkansas, they had the chance against Kentucky, lost 2 out of 3. So I think this weekend you put everything into trying to win the West, and then go from there.
But it still feels like, this is independent of what happens this weekend. And maybe this is why there may be, whatever decision that they make on these pitchers, it has to also be the thought of you keep pitchers on a certain sort of, kind of routine. You need Brady Tigert and Mason Molina for the postseason, don't you? I mean, you don't have these. You don't go get Mason Molina for him to sit there. You didn't have Brady Tigert starting on Saturdays because he stunk. It's because he's really good. Both of these guys are really good. So they need to be able to pitch in order to be ready to do what they're here to do, which is win games in June.
Yeah, pitch and throw strikes and have that's kind of, Dave, you could tell after. In his press conferences last week, that there was kind of a short leash there just because of you got to win the games, and you can't go too far with these guys if they're not doing well. So, yeah, those are key pitchers. I think Gage Wood's a key pitcher. I think Gackle certainly is. Phil, did you say that Gackle might start a game in Hoover, depending on how that thing was going to go? Did I hear you say that last week?
No. I don't think Gackle will start a game this year. I think Wood would start a game in Hoover. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he's the first guy to start a game in Hoover, him or Ben Bybee. But I think the whole plan with Gackle is to turn him into a starting pitcher once this season is over. Like everything that goes into the summer for him and in fall ball is so that he's the guy who's pitching opening day next season and throws the first pitch of the year.
Yeah. By the way, I wanted to point out a couple of things, Phil. You probably maybe talked about this. Kerstad back to Norfolk. Didn't get a whole real big chance when he was with Baltimore this time. And Carpenter on the Cardinals has a career batting average of .444 with the bases loaded. That is tied for 5th best with Tony Gwynn since 1974, when I guess they started keeping this. I don't know if they've been able to go back longer than that, all time with the records. But, he's been a good at it. The Cardinals have won 3 in a row. They're back within 3 of a wild card spot. So as bad as they were for a while, maybe they got something going now.
Well, all right. So let's end on a thought with the Cardinals here. The same idea as Arkansas needs Brady Tigert and Mason Molina once you get into June. The Cardinals, whatever they've done in the last week, whatever they've done in the last 2 weeks, if Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt don't at least get to be within a shadow of the kind of players that they used to be, nothing else really matters very much.
Yeah, you're right, Phil. And Arenado's hit a couple of home runs recently. He's up to 3 for the year now. And he's hitting, I don't know, like 268 or something. So he's been better. Goldschmidt was I think he was over 25 around in there. And now he's gotten a few hits the last few nights also. Nobody's working any harder at it. I don't know that he can hit a good fastball ever again like he did in his prime. But you're right about those 2 guys. And then Tommy Edman, I saw where he's on the 60 day, so that's not helping him. Burleson got a big hit last night. They should have won that game about 13-2, and they won it 7-6. Helsley, I think, has saved about 80% of their wins. If they need to get more ball games to Helsley, and then they'll be okay.
Grant, we'll leave it there. I appreciate you hopping on and trying to hop on a couple extra times. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Grant.
Grant Hall with us each Wednesday here on Halftime. Yeah, I mean, look at Goldschmidt, and I mean, maybe the decline really started last year at age 35. He's 36 years old, and sometimes that decline, it feels like it's happening all of a sudden for you, but then you're like, okay, it kind of makes a little bit of sense. It's Arenado to me that doesn't make all that much sense. 33 years old. He's been so good every single year up until right now. Guy that hadn't necessarily dealt with a ton of injuries. He's not at 36. Is his decline really happening right now at 33 years old? Sometimes playing that position can wear down on you a little bit. 877-377-6963 is our McClarty Daniel hotline. Stay with Halftime. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line now.
It started as a dream, and here you are. It's moving day. But wait, isn't moving supposed to be stressful? Oh, that's right. You bought your home using Weichert Realtors. Your Weichert agent guided you from start to finish to help make sure we found you your perfect place. Dream, move, home, Weichert. Call your local Weichert Realtors office today and make your move. And look for our bright yellow signs. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Are you tired of the overcrowded fitness centers? Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Fort Smith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey & Hull Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey & Hull understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey & Hull Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Do you need gutters but think they're too expensive or that you need to get the soffit or fascia ready? No worries. Call the Gutter Guy. He does it all. No need to call multiple companies to get the right gutters for your home. Call the Gutter Guy. Quality, low maintenance, leak-free gutters with a 5-year warranty. The Gutter Guy also does vinyl siding and windows. The Gutter Guy. Over 30 years experience. Call 226-1259. Call the Gutter Guy.
Barrels and Brews Bottle Shop at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing has everything you need for your favorite activities. Our knowledgeable staff will be glad to help you with the current specials and our new arrivals of must-have bourbons and whiskeys. Hit the cooler for some of the coldest beer in town or choose from our large selection of amazing wines. Order online or call ahead Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. at the Hub in Chaffee Crossing. Barrels and Brews, voted best of the best in Fort Smith. It will put a smile on your face.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel, 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Walked into the room, there was voodoo in the lights. I was captured by your style, but I could not get you right. I stand here helplessly, you get into me. I so into you.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
How it's gonna be.
Doc's been holding for a little bit. Let's take a phone call here on the McClarty Daniel hotline. Doc in Omaha. What's going on, Doc? How are you today?
Pretty well, guys. Got some sunshine and blue skies. Probably driving a little too fast down some backcountry roads.
Well, it's good. Just make
Good
sure you
living.
got at least there's one hand on the wheel.
Yes, yeah, one hand on the wheel, one hand on my golf sticks. Got to make a tee time this afternoon, boys.
Well, I'd say I'd be envious, but I know Matt Jones to be the envious one.
Where are you playing?
Yeah, well, hey, talking about golf sticks, I was sitting on the 8th tee box with a Cohiba cigar in one hand and my driver in the left, and dodged a tornado up in Harrison or Branson up at Paynes Valley on Monday.
Just dodged it just like that, huh?
Well, we seen it coming through. It started forming, and some of the crowd came down, and we eased on back to the clubhouse because, yeah, we had some more holes to play.
I don't think the heavy stuff's coming in for quite some time.
I hope not. What else on your mind today, Doc? What's new? What else?
Well, guys, just, put a little feather in your cap. Man, your show has run real well. Everybody, you two on the mic, everybody in the back office. It doesn't matter what y'all are talking about. And this is hard to follow Grant in your last segment with all these stats. I don't have all the stats to drop on y'all. But anything y'all are discussing, I feel like I'm in the golf cart with you. I feel like I'm in the stands in the baseball stadium. I feel like I'm in the boat fishing with you guys. And everybody out there listening, it probably has the same sentiments. You guys are easy to listen to and follow along with. Just great things here in North Arkansas, all across Arkansas. And guys, I want to drop a little secret on some of the listeners. Don't want it to get out there too much, but guys, find a job where you can work on the weekends, because we all want to avoid the heavy tee times and the crowded rivers and crowded woods. find a job where y'all can work the weekends and have the middle of the week to yourself to enjoy this great state. And
Man, that's a great idea, Doc. I mean, you ought to work for the tourism board. Truthfully, I mean that's probably the best idea is do your exploring during the middle of the week. Interesting.
Thanks for the kind words. Yeah.
Yeah. So very nice stuff. Very nice stuff. Matt, no chance that the Cavaliers are able to extend this semifinals against Boston in the Garden, right? Boston's got them dead set rights here.
I believe so. If I had, if I had your money, first of all, I'd burn mine. But second of all, I would definitely put it all on the Celtics. They're a 16-point favorite, so that's out of control. I wonder if Donovan Mitchell isn't a guy, Phil, that teams are looking at to go try to plug in for. So if you need that third superstar. Donovan Mitchell, Phil, he's a top 25 player in the NBA, I believe. Don't know. I mean, you're not Cleveland. You either got to go out and get another couple people, or you got to let him go and start over. But that's a name that I would look at.
Denver holds. Well, it's not holding serve. Wasn't that the first home win in that series yesterday? Denver over Minnesota.
It was. So when I know when that had happened, we were talking about it. Then I was watching the game yesterday, which for some reason it wanted to start at 9:30, and I did not get to make it through last night. But that was the fourth time that it had happened. It only happened 3 other times. 1984, the New Jersey Nets versus the Philadelphia 76ers, and that was when the Nets won in 5. And then Houston Rockets and San Antonio in 95 when the Houston Rockets won their championship. That happened in that series. Houston won in 6, then Dallas and Clippers in 2021. So it ended it, and the Joker put on a performance, MVP-like performance. And as much as you love Anthony Edwards, and you're not hearing all the Jordan talk now, he's still a superstar. He's going to be fine. He's going to win some series and win a lot of big games. It's just you think of Michael Jordan even, like if we're saying that, he had to get through the Celtics and the Pistons. You know, he was averaging 37 points a season, and it wasn't until he got some help and then he was able to get through and make and finally win that championship.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly right. There's that whole Well, I mean, whatever you want to call it, a comparison. It is Edwards. I was looking at it. It is Edwards' fourth season. MJ's Bulls didn't advance into the conference finals until his 5th year.
5th year. I was going to say 9 till he made it to an NBA finals or so, but 5th to a conference finals. Yeah.
Yeah, it was his 4th full season. Remember, he had the knee injury the second season.
I think he broke his ankle in the second season. Yeah.
Yeah, but the year after that, got swept by Boston up 3-0. Got past Cleveland with the famous shot that I saw a different angle of yesterday. I saw a video of just a different angle of it. I think it was from a local TV station, a Chicago TV station that had a camera on the corner of the court.
Is that Craig Elo?
I think you see Elo hit the shot that puts Cleveland up, and then MJ, of course, the famous shot. I guess we're
Mark Price on that squad. Yeah, Brad Daugherty. Yeah, yeah.
At the old Richland Coliseum too, which is I think that's the first building I saw an NBA game. I saw it would have been 88 or 89. I remember I saw the Cavs and the Detroit Pistons. That's when they were the bad boys. They were the NBA champions. And that was a team I was a Celtics fan then too, but I had a thing for, because that was the way that I played basketball too, Matt. As I told you the other day, charges, rebounds, not being afraid of, I would say, like giving a bloody nose, but it was more like, getting a bloody nose was probably more of my issue. So I kind of like Detroit, and maybe that's a reason why I was not an MJ fan, because I stayed, I still liked Rodman when he was with Detroit. I still liked Isaiah Thomas,
Joe Dumars, John Sally, Bill Laimbeer. Yeah. It was Chuck Daly the coach then? Was he that coach then?
Yeah, he was.
And I liked some Chuckster.
Yeah, but that's true though. Jordan's Bulls didn't make it to a conference finals until his 5th year, and this is Anthony Edwards' 4th year. I don't know. Outside of that, we got our NFL schedule that's going to be released today. Should get the Christmas games. You want? It's a Wednesday, man. I mean, that's just got to be so odd getting an NFL game on a Wednesday. Thursday felt like that it took a while for it to just sort of like bake in and get used to it. But I mean, I know it's Christmas Day, but it's like I said yesterday, the only day of the week you don't have NFL is a Tuesday this year.
Are they getting a little too greedy, you think? Are they trying to too big to fail type thing? Or are they just trying to take over? I mean, it's like they just want more, and every year it's a little bit more, and a little bit more, a little bit more.
I think it's the broadcast partners want, that as they view it, special inventory. That's why you're going up against the NBA, which I know is supposed to be like a Christmas tradition, but I don't feel it. And maybe it's because I don't, follow the NBA all that closely. But the NFL is creeping farther into what used to be other sports kind of day. You would have college football on the day after Thanksgiving. And now the NFL is throwing its hat in that ring. Sooner or later, like I wonder if they actually can, or if there was a law that was passed about this, about pro football games scheduled Saturdays during the college football season. You see the Saturdays with NFL schedules coming out, Saturday games once bowl season is kind of, between the end of the regular season and the start of bowl season when the big bowls start kicking in. But yeah, we ought to get the rest of that later on today, and then I guess you find out who's going to be Hard Knocks, and the next thing you know, it's minicamp, and then the next thing you know, it's football season.
And you got a big one in the NBA tonight. Speaking of NBA still, the Mavericks and Thunder Game 5, another 3-game series right there. So that's the Mavericks had a chance the last game a couple of nights ago to go up, and SGA took over the fourth quarter. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes.
Stay with us. We'll be back to wrap up hour number 1 of Halftime in just a moment.
This is Halftime.
Can you explain the infield fly rule? Neither can I, but I can help you navigate a variety of legal issues, from divorce to personal injury to estate planning. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions, a new law firm offering affordable flat fees with payment plans available. You get an ace at the price of a minor leaguer. Now that sounds like a grand slam to me. Call Mock Legal Solutions for your free consultation, 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the Homestead Tax Credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The Homestead Tax Credit can save you up to $425 off of your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79. Ty Richardson for Eastside Liquor, your #1 stop for the Hogs Run to Omaha. Every watch party, every event, they can take care of you at Eastside Liquor. Need your favorite beer or seltzer for the Hog Pen? They've got it all at Eastside Liquor. Stop by and see Dave and his team at 9390 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Did I mention it's lake season 2? Regardless of the lake that you spend your summer, the only place you gotta stop before is Eastside Liquor.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Attention homeowners, storm season is here, and it's time to take action to protect your property. At H&H Tree Service, we've got you covered. Licensed and insured, our expert team specializes in removing dangerous trees and limbs, keeping you and your loved ones safe. Plus, count on us for thorough storm cleanup services. Our service area includes the entire River Valley and parts of Oklahoma. Don't wait until it's too late. Call H&H Tree Service at 479-227-9480. H&H Tree Service, your safety is our priority.
When it's time for breakfast, Calico County is making it all from scratch. You have the dedicated early morning crew at Calico are cooking up and serving buttermilk pancakes, moist biscuits, rich waffles, country fried potatoes, 3 types of gravy, and of course their famous cinnamon rolls and much more. They serve all of this and a lot more 7 days a week until 11 a.m. Stop in, call ahead, or get it to go. Or just come by and pick up a dozen cinnamon rolls for the office. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, or catering, roll on into Calico County. They're home cooking good. Calico County, just off Rogers Avenue behind Randall Ford.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Just a song before I go to whom it may concern. Traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned. When the shows were over, we had to be alone.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Hey, Matt, I saw Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut didn't really go so well. She scored 20 but committed 10 turnovers. And her team, Indiana, loses by 21 points to Connecticut. I'm sure it'll be just fine because pro debuts are just a different kind of a thing. I looked at it. Wemby had the same kind of professional debut for the Spurs this year. He fouled out in 23 minutes, 5 turnovers, and they got smoked by Dallas in that ball game. So. Hey, he had, as I kept hearing and reading about, and I watched a little bit of it, he had an historic rookie season. So she's right on track to do the same kind of things he's done so far.
She'll be fine. So now I watched a little bit of it, and what I noticed is she's got to get stronger. That's the jump from being a kid and playing. It's not amateur anymore. You're getting paid in college, but the thought, that's the jump going to perfect. Man, those are professional athletes, and they're tough women. So some of her passes were kind of lax that she could get away with in college, just loosey passes. You got to really be forceful with it. But Phil, she'll be okay. She's gonna be fine.
Did you feel the same thing about yourself when you went from college to the pros?
I was changing positions, so yes, everything was just a little different. And even how you went to practice, the stuff you had to do in practice was different. So yeah, it was a jump, and I've always said this, Phil, and the being in the Jacksonville, then being at Cincinnati and seeing the rosters and when you look at there's about 6 or 7 guys on a team that are special, and then everybody else has to fit in and fill the role and know their role, and you're lucky if you have 6 guys. So what that means is, who the 3rd string guy is, who the 4th string, they're good too. They can do the job. A lot of talent at that level is what I'm saying. So when Caitlin gets there, man, she's going against some other warriors as well. That they're good. That's how they're feeding their family. That's how they live. It's the real deal.
you got to be hungry to be really. You got to be hungry to be a professional women's basketball. Because they don't. I mean, you don't have the same niceties that that the men get in the NBA. I thought they're just starting to travel by charter just now. You know, I mean, they're paid well. It's just not on the same level, and that's why so many of these world-class athletes go play somewhere else in the off season because it's a job. I mean, it's a job to everybody, but maybe it's a little bit more of a grind of a job.
Well, I after that whole thing that happened with Brittany Griner, I think that the Americans have kind of you better pick and choose what foreign soil you want to go play your game on, and even a girl like her, Phil, she was one of the highest paid WNBA players, and she felt the need that she had to go over and play overseas as well. So yeah, it's good to see you. Hopefully you can keep your homegrown, your in-country talent in the country.
We'll continue to take your calls and your texts as we go throughout halftime. I got you for another hour. The one and only Clay Henry will be joining us in about 5 minutes, and he and me and Clay have you for 60, and then it's Clay and Matt to take you from 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock on a day where Arkansas baseball is leaving for College Station, and it doesn't have to be the longest road trip of the year, because if you do make it to the College World Series Finals, you're there for about the same amount of time as we'll be gone here. So hopefully this is like a dress rehearsal for that. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, stay with halftime. We're back for hour number 2 in just a moment.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus, copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you tired of processed meat and flimsy sandwiches? Subchain's gotten your last nerve? Then I have the place for you. Come see my buddy Josefa at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. Locally sourced meat sliced daily and fresh breads from Harvest Moon Bakery. Daily specials announced on Facebook, including the Poke Bowl every Friday and Saturday. For to-go orders, call 479-567-3403.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Dallas Street Dental. Refuse to compromise when it comes to replacing missing teeth. Dr. Bill Ligon at Dallas Street Dental can make your smile look, feel, and function almost exactly the way it did before you lost any teeth. In some cases, even better. Dental implants function like your natural teeth and make it possible for you to enjoy those juicy steaks this grilling season. Look younger and smile with confidence with dental implants from Dallas Street Dental. Schedule your free implant consultation today at 479-452-6600.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky. Our high temperatures this afternoon, low to mid 80s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover later on tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the low 60s. Thursday, partly sunny skies, a chance of showers and storms. Our high temperatures on Thursday, low to mid 80s. Friday, showers and storms, a high in the 70s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by real estate agents Nick and Ellie Glidewell. Ready to serve. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Crabtree RV Studios on ESPN 95.3. Coming to you live from the Crabtree RV Center Studios. Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
We got a good one tonight. You got a team in here that the perspective. Ask me if I'm all right. Why can't they dominate? And we not doing it.
We're gonna go get one and celebrate on somebody else's field.
Well,
Both said you had very motivational words at halftime.
It's Halftime with Bill Olson and Matt Jones.
from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. What's my heart, dog? Let's go, man.
I have zero respect for saying no moth at halftime.
Even one Razorback is vintage Matt Jones. Here we go. Right now, let's take the field.
Call or text on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Olson and Matt Jones.
Welcome back to Halftime on ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com. Phil Elson at the Regional Jet Center by the XNA Airport. Arkansas baseball will be showing up here in about an hour to get on the airplane for College Station. Matt Jones and Colton holding down our ESPN Arkansas studio. Still looking pretty, Matt, even though it's an hour in. Calls and texts coming in at 877-377-6963. And we will be talking with Clay Henry when he does connect. Chris in Springdale texted something in. I was looking for it. I don't know where he'd seen this. I haven't heard any interviews with him, but you know how Doug Gottlieb is now going to be the head coach at Green Bay for the Green Bay Phoenix. Chris says he's going to continue doing his CBS radio show at the same time. I just wonder how you pull something like that off. Can you be a Division I head basketball coach and still do a daily talk show? Like doing a podcast is a different thing. Cal has a podcast. Plenty of coaches have podcasts in which they dish on what it's like to be a coach or stories about what they did as a coach. And some of their great teams are just theories on coaching and that kind of thing. For a sitting head coach to be on a daily talk show in which you got to have your hands in 85 other different things, or at least paying attention to 85 other different things. I don't know. It would seem like it'd be a step too far.
Well, you know, the NBA, it's 82-game season. You got to play, I think, in 65 games to be considered for off-season awards. I wonder if this isn't just a thing to keep his name there. And yeah, he can do most you know, how many is he might just do 70% of this. I don't think it's a thing like that. You know, it's he can do the off season, do other times, but it's you know, he's not. I don't think he's going to be there every day.
Well, Greeny's not a Greeny every day, and they still name the show after him.
Well, that's yeah. There you go.
Yeah, he's getting it's getting to the point too. Once the NBA playoffs are concluded, I think he'll be, you know, it'll be Greeny in August, but they'll just keep calling it Greeny. Seems to be the going rate. I think I hear Clay Henry. There he is. He is the Hall of Famer. He is the former publisher and editor of Hogs Illustrated. He is the I guess we coined the phrase last week, right, Clay? He is the senior national columnist at hitthatline.com as well. Was that the one we went with, Clay?
Literary pterodactyl.
Literary pterodactyl.
Well,
right.
You guys are pretty nice to an old guy. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry I had a little trouble had to reboot the Wi-Fi, so I'm a couple of minutes late.
Oh, it happens every once in a while. You know, all of this $1,000 equipment doesn't actually always work the way that you expected it would work. Hey, I know you sort of previewed it last week. The column that's right up now on hitthatline.com about Nolan would not have played for Nolan.
Yeah.
This is just a funny piece. Just getting through it. I mean, you'll get a couple of belly laughs just based on some of Coach Richardson's quotes.
Well, can you just imagine doing the interview? I mean, guys, I have fun doing what I do. I mean, it's like you get Hall of Famers that'll talk to you. And, I mean, Nolan and I have talked for, gosh, we go back to the mid-'80s when he first got to Tulsa. I guess 1980, not the mid-'80s. So just think about that. 44 years that I've been talking to Nolan. And they're always as good as ever.
I just love
Fun
the quote
piece.
about I just love the quote about Burger King All-Americans, and that was one of
That's a good
that was
story,
one-
isn't it?
That is a good one.
He wanted the ORU had their court. It says expect a miracle. You know, that was Oral's saying. Oral Roberts, Miss President Roberts, who I got to know, along with his son Richard. I've got a story on that. I don't know if I've ever told that. Richard asked me if I was saved one time when I broke the story 2 days early on Ted Owens becoming the coach. He didn't like that, and pulled me into his suite at a baseball game and asked me if I was saved. I got up and left, and President Roberts, his dad, called and apologized. But anyway, back to Nolan. He thought that was pretty cool that it said expect a miracle. So he had a deal set up. They scored 100 points. It said on the ticket, 100 points at a TU game downtown at the Civic Center. That was before they had their own campus gym. Everybody got a Burger King, but they kept scoring 100 points, and the Burger King man bowed out after a year or two. And he says, we're going to put on our court, expect a Burger King, which I thought was awesome. It never got on the court, but he wanted that to be their inscription, expect a Burger King. And so he called his players, we don't have McDonald's All-Americans, we got Burger King All-Americans.
That's just funny. When I think of fast food and sports, I think of the chili goal growing up in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
For Penguins hockey games, anytime you got to 7 goals was the chili goal, and you get free chili at a Wendy's. And so once the Penguins, and they were a high-scoring team, then once they got to 6 goals, everybody would start chanting chili. I mean, literally, like 17,000 people chanting chili, chili, chili until they scored the 7th goal. And for some reason, you even mentioned Wendy's in this article too. So
He said that he just wondered if he had gone with the Wendy's, that they might have had more staying power than the Burger King guy.
We got a few callers lined up. Let's empty the McClarty Daniel hotline. We got 3 of them. We'll start with Charlie first. Charlie, how you doing today?
I'm great, Phil. How are you? You ain't got no leftover headaches or nothing, do you? Everything good over there? You said you were gonna bang your head against the wall. I was just checking.
What, yesterday? No. I was able to pad the wall before I did it, and I'm just fine.
That's good. I mean, hey, at least you had Alyssa right after. I mean, she can always, she's got it all figured out. Man, I wanted to touch on Caitlin's debut a little bit. Did she? And I don't know how she would fully go about doing this, but do you remember when Steph Curry first came into the league, and he was so small, right, especially in the upper body area, and he focused on kind of getting stronger because people are going to try to, I think, get really physical with her, obviously with her ability to shoot as soon as she crosses half court. But my question to you, and I think she will adjust fairly quickly, do you think that's something she might try to address too? Because her IQ and all that, she is I don't think she had 10 turnovers or whatever, but she's going to adjust. She's going to be okay. Maybe getting a little stronger will help her in the upper body, in my opinion, but I could be wrong by that. I think people are going to try to beat her up. So I think for me, the main thing is it's crazy that we're talking so much about the WNBA right now. And I'm not saying it's just Caitlin, because I think a lot of these girls, Cardosa, the girl that she couldn't come out this year, Kiki Rice from I think she plays for UCLA.
Yeah,
She'll be able to
UCLA.
come out
Paige
next year.
Beckers, too, will be out the next year.
Yeah, so like all these girls, I think it's so cool that we're talking like this, and I hate where they kind of play the WNBA. I get it from a rating standpoint, but as the ratings increase, Phil, Matt, Clay, do you think, because I think they only play about 40 games, do you think we'll see a change? Maybe if the ratings go up, because I think they're about to go up. I mean, these ticket sales are insane. So I just wonder what y'all thought about that, and I'll hang up and listen.
Well, I mean, yeah, Matt, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say it's still out of control, Phil. I mean, they were trying to stop Caitlin. They're double team. She's a rookie first game, and the defense focus was to stop her. That just tells you how good she is. She's going to be fine. I couldn't.
It's the first game, and she still scored 20, and we're like, all right, so she's at 10 turnovers, but she still scored 20.
I mean, the whole defensive game plan was to stop her first, and that was her very first game as a rookie. So you know there's talent there.
They're going to have to make a decision too, whether they want her to play off the ball.
Hey, there you go, Clay. That's the thing.
To me, at that league,
you play her at the 2.
She's a 2.
Yes.
Yes. And I mean, because you don't need to wear her down. It's just a different game, and I think they'll adjust to that. And I would guess there had to be some nerves on her part. She's done a lot. I mean, she's been on a media campaign and cutting commercials. Player of the year dinners, and I mean, she has what I would call right now. If you remember, for years and years, we've given the Heisman Trophy away, like December 6, 7, I don't know what the date, but the first week in December, and then you've got the Heisman meltdown, in their bowl game or the championship game. There is just so much focus right after that for that player. The national interviews, they go on for 2 or 3 weeks. And it's tough to play that next game. So I think that might be because they put so much on themselves. I've got to be that person. Well, she just needs to play. And that's what's going to happen going forward.
Brent is next in Searcy. Brent, how you doing? Brent, are you there? All right, we'll put Brent on hold. Let's try Melvin and Sheridan. Melvin, what's going on?
Hey, I just had a quick question and like to hear y'all's comment. Do y'all think that Cal limiting his amount of paid scholarship for his state players, will that trend transfer over to the football team? The reason I ask is why would you want to pay 85 players when only about 60 of them are actually going to get to play? And why would you want to pay them and develop them for to pick up stakes and go somewhere next year or a better offer? And I heard a quote of about $10 million to pay a football team. If you cut that roster back to about 60 players, you might play a few more dollars in front of the better players' face. And I'd just like to hear y'all's comments.
You know,
we
this
kind of talked about that a little bit, didn't we? I think what the NFL roster is 54, 53. What is it, Matt?
Yeah, you have
right?
It's 53, but then you have an extra quarterback, and you have 8 to 10 guys on practice squad. But yeah, when it gets down
to
60, there you
go. Maybe that's where they're going to head. The only problem is that in the NFL, you have the ability to sign players during the season, and college doesn't have that. So 85 is a good number, but that doesn't mean you have to pay 85.
Really? Well, I mean, I guess it's all a matter of how this settlement from the NCAA, how it all shakes out, because that's going to be the thing that ends up deciding.
You got it.
How many players you're going to end up getting, and the scholarship limits are going to change, the roster counters are going to change, the whole financial structure of college sports is going to change, and it's still going to be built on.
Is coming, right, Phil?
Oh, absolutely. It's
I
right around
don't
the
know.
corner.
It's going to be hard. The thing that kind of makes me a little sad is the development of players. You're not really going to see it happen at your school. You're not going to get an attachment or an ability with it. It's an ever-changing carousel, and you're not going to see kids show up at 17, 18 years old, red shirt, do their thing, but 21, 22 playing and have that type of relationship with them. That's gone.
Yeah, the developmental league is
It's going to be at UCA.
Missouri State.
Yeah, exactly.
Missouri State, UCA, and I keep waiting for, the junior colleges to get a little bit of a run. But I think if you're a high school player, there's a stigma about going to a junior college that still exists, and they would rather go to UCA or an Arkansas State or a Missouri State and, eat a little better place to live, maybe getting taken care of. But they're the developmental league for the SEC and the Big Ten as we go forward.
Hey, guys, we're right up against it. We've got a few callers that want to get in as well. We need to take the break, and we will get right to the phone calls after that. 877-377-6963 for calls and texts on the McLarty Daniel hotline. Halftime will be back in just a moment.
Construction is brought to you by Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com. Limbird Real Estate Group, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and the River Valley. For all your real estate needs, go to LimbirdTeam.com. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
Do you guys skydive, or you got too much to lose? I would, because I don't have anything to lose.
You know, about 10 years ago, they came in here for some TV game, and I went up with Todd Blackledge. We were on a military plane. Yeah, I was going to do it. Now, that was 15 years ago. There's not a chance in hell I'd do it now.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family, from general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Davis, and Farmer give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confident, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Tired of spending all your hard-earned cash at the gas pump right now? Wheeler Power Sports is here to help you out. They have a giant selection of motorcycles and scooters to help maximize fuel efficiency. There are over 50 scooters in stock right now, with some getting up to 100 miles per gallon. Wheeler also has a great selection of motorcycles from the Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Kymco. Check out their full inventory at WheelerPowersports.com or check out their showroom in person at 901 North 11th Street near downtown Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports. Keeping the good times rolling.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Why would you wander around a warehouse store looking for paint when you could just swing by your neighborhood Ace? In addition to Ace's award-winning service, we have top-rated paint brands. Plus, our color matching technology allows us to match any color. So stop wandering and start painting. Head to your neighborhood Ace today.
Now through May 27th, buy 1 gallon of Clark Kensington or Ace Royal paint and get 50% off at your local Yeager's Hardware. Sale includes interior and exterior paint, limit 2.
Largemouth bass will be spawning soon at ponds and lakes all over Arkansas and Oklahoma. One of the best lures to catch them on at this time is the famous Young Dinger. We make them by the truckloads in Fort Smith in 3, 4, 5, and 6-inch sizes, and they are in tackle boxes of bass anglers all over the U.S. and all over the world. Wacky rigging the 5-inch model can't be beat for spawning bass. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Yum Dinger.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Are you tired of the overcrowded fitness centers? Would you like a fitness option where you can actually work out? Then let's hang out. The Hangout is Fort Smith's newest fitness facility. It has an 8,000 square foot gym, indoor tennis, pickleball, and basketball with more sports coming soon. The Hangout offers group and individual training in the gym and boasts 3 active tennis pros to help you grow your game. Stop in today at 5400 Gary Street or thehangoutfs.com for more information. Be a part of something different. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
At Gray Brothers Equipment, it's Kubota Orange Days with 0 down, 0% financing available for 84 months on Kubota's popular L2502, L3302, and L3902 tractors. Get into Gray Brothers and make your best deal on a new Kubota tractor today. Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Bodo, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Believe that you're not stay on. Find my world outside. Then you walked on to your life. Where you want to set things right.
Welcome back to Halftime with Bill Elson and Matt Jones. Got a question or comment for the guys? Call or text on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Let's get back to the show with the voice of Arkansas Razorback baseball, Bill Elson, and Razorback football legend Matt Jones.
All right, here's your answer on what the starting pitching rotation looks like for Arkansas, Texas A&M. Hagen Smith Thursday, Gage Wood Friday, TBA Saturday. So it's a major change. Going to have Wood making his first SEC start, and then we'll see what happens on Saturday. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Brady and Molina piggyback Saturday, but that might also depend on what happens the first 2 days. Very interesting. Very interesting. Clay, what do you think when you see that?
Well, it surprised me a little bit. I thought that the SEC tournament would be, a time to change that up. But they, everything gets easier if they win Thursday night. I mean that's that clinches the West. In other words, that give them a 3-game lead with 2 to play, so that makes it a little more comfortable. I'm just talking about playing against A&M. It's an interesting series for lots of reasons. One of them is the pitching. The other is the West race. You can get into the division, to the overall deal, but I think one win probably wraps up a national seed. And then you've got the kind of the elephant in the room, so to speak, that Schlossnagle made the comments about a team in the SEC, and the numbers that he threw out perfectly matched Arkansas's SEC hitting numbers. I mean, almost perfectly. Now, I've heard that it could be that he was talking about Tennessee.
I've heard that he could have been talking about Vanderbilt.
Correct.
There's people threw some other teams out there.
Yeah, there's some teams in the East that their coaches have been abrasive to some other schools. Vitello is one of those, and Tim Cohen is the worst loser in the world. We all know Eric Musselman was a bad loser. Give me a good loser, and I think that's the wrong coach for you. So I don't misinterpret that. But anyway, it's
one thing if you wanted
that makes it just more interesting is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, well, there's a connection with Schlossnagle and Vitello. I'm pretty sure Tony worked for him at TCU before he took the job at Arkansas, so there is that too. Hey, let's get to the phones. We got Drew in Stafford who held for a bit. Drew, you're on the McClarty Daniel hotline, and I appreciate your phone call. What's up?
Well, with the Dave Van Horn releasing the starting rotation, I was wondering who you thought the odd man out would be. Would it be Tigert or Molina? Who you got more confidence in going into the weekend?
Well, I don't know if it's a matter of confidence in either of them for me right now. I think what they're trying to do is push the two of them back to the last game. I wouldn't be surprised if they piggyback if one starts and the other comes right after him. But I don't think you want to. And I'm trying to just think in my mind why do Dave and Matt Hobbs make this decision? By Saturday, you'll really know whether or not you got a chance to win the overall SEC or you don't. And first things first, you got to win the division, and in order to do that, you got to win Thursday, and then you'll need to win. You need to win at least two in order to win in order to win the overall SEC, and then hope you get a little help after that, even if you sweep. But I think you still need these two pitchers. So I think they'll both pitch this weekend. I think they'll both pitch on Saturday. But that also might depend on what happens the first 2 days, because what this says to me is right now neither of these guys were competitive enough in either of the last two games to be able to put their name in there and say, yes, one of these two guys is going to start a game for us. I still think one of them will on Saturday, but you got to compete in order to earn that, Drew.
Yeah, and you got a left-hander. There could be a situation inside of the first two games that you might want to use Molina.
Maybe.
If they put those two lefties back to back and it's middle of the game and you want to pitch him to 3 or 4 hitters and that's all you want to see him use, and then you save Hewlett for the same situation late, and there's also middle relief if either one of those games, those first two, gets out of hand. I mean, you don't expect that to happen with Hagen Smith, but because it hadn't. But that's not to say that it couldn't. Hagen Smith on Thursday night, the story of the game will be how effective he is in those first 3 innings throwing strikes. A&M they lead the country in walks. They're the most selective team. And, that's been Hagen's, his only, Waterloo, that he might not find the strike zone early for a little bit.
Brent, you're next on the McClarty Daniel hotline. What's going on, Brent?
Oh, what's going on, Phil, Clay, and Matt? Clay, I heard you this morning with Ty and Tommy, and I just love what you were talking about with NIL and how it's going to shake out, you think, in the years to come. I want to talk a little baseball now, and I want to talk about this A&M series. Let's go ahead and anoint A&M champions, okay? Let's go ahead and anoint them because they lead the nation in walks. They do all that, but they've lost 2 out of the last 3 series, okay? They're human. Next thing I got to say is that their coach, Jim Schlossnagle, who Phil knows how I despise, correct, Phil?
Yes, I've got that locked in my mind from yesterday's call, Brent. Absolutely.
Yes. If you're going to come out and say that there's somebody cheating in their dugouts with a feed, and they know what pitches are coming, have the stones to say who it is. That's all I'm saying. If you're going to make an announcement like that, have the stones and say who it is. I mean, I want to know. The people deserve to know. If you make that kind of statement, the baseball community deserves to know. And I want to hear y'all's response off the air. And you can't blame Coach Van Horn for changing up the starting pitching this weekend. Our last 2, our Friday night and Saturday starters, gave us a total of maybe 3 innings the last week. So
You can't blame him. Let's go win the West and go win the whole thing this weekend. That's
All right, Brent, thank you very much. I have a sense that this is Brent's most important series of the season. He ain't the only guy who doesn't like Jim Schlossnagle. I think, and it's not just at Arkansas. I think it's a lot of other places too. It's not a matter of if you're going to go out and say something like that, then name it. You don't need to you don't need to go out and throw that out there. My issue is also that he did that in a friendly setting. Nobody's going to press him about it or question what it is. And look, his team's 30-2 at home. They're 9-8 on the road. I'll bet you their home road splits are pretty dramatic too. I'm going to guarantee you they're pretty dramatic too. And look, so it's independent now of what you're getting from, or what you've gotten from Tigert and from Molina. What does this mean for Gage Wood? What does this mean for the sophomore from Batesville? If he's getting the second to last game of the regular season, and it could be, it very well could be for a division championship if things don't go well tomorrow. This means he's part of the plan moving forward to do exactly this. This to me means that maybe there's, as long as he pitches well, that maybe either or Tigert or Molina would get a job back as a Game 3 starter. Woods pitched well enough to earn this, and I'm excited to see what this means for him.
I always defer to DVH, Phil and Clay.
No kidding.
But I 100% agree with this move to start Gage Wood in Game 2. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, another thing that
I wish we didn't have to do it. It's not a thing that it's like, oh, okay. But the fact that
it makes sense.
I absolutely, yes, let the young man go out there and do his thing. Because if you have two, and then like you said, you can piggyback, and then Clay, like you said, the middle relief. I absolutely love this move. Yeah,
and Tigert has been a closer before. If you use Gackle as a closer, behind Hagen Smith, which that seems to be pretty much automatic. Then you can close with him on a third day like they did this past weekend on Sunday, and he was electric second time around, which that's a really good sign for the future that he can do that on one day's rest. Tigert has been a closer before. You could close with him on the middle game.
In order for that to happen, he's got to demonstrate the next time he pitches that he can throw his fastball for a strike.
Throw a strike, yeah.
Otherwise, it's not. You don't want a guy that can't throw his fastball for a strike pitching in those pressure moments.
Yeah. In the time to test it out probably isn't this week. It might be next week.
Well, and it might be Saturday. It really might be, depending on what happens in the next two games.
It could be everything's over. Yeah.
Saturday could be an experimental day. We've got to take a break. Before we go into the break, remember about the huge savings going on at WT Equipment. Buy now, save $5,000, $10,000 or more in cash back, or you get 0% financing for up to 48 months on hay tools, 60 months on mid-range tractors, up to 72 months on compacts. Upgrade for weekend chores, consistent strength and efficiency for your daily grind. The machines you need and the deals you want are at WT Equipment. Offers end June 30th. WT Equipment, your partner in progress. Halftime is back right after this.
This is Halftime. You can now download our new app in the iTunes or Google Play Store. Listen anytime and anywhere on your favorite mobile device. Just search Hit That Line Now.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. You need the Lindbergh team, home of Arkansas's only instant offer program. Get a cash offer on your home in only 72 hours. Lindbergh Real Estate Group is the #1 team in Arkansas with over $1 billion sold and voted best of the best 10 years in a row, serving all of Northwest Arkansas, Missouri, and now the River Valley. Find out more at LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
This is Halftime.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news about our first ever trade-in acquisition event. We need your trade, so now through Memorial Day, get your state sales tax paid when you trade for any one of our road-ready certified vehicles. That's right, state sales tax paid when you trade. Another reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
We're going over to the Johnson's yard. You're gonna love it. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet over there.
Well, what about that yard over there?
Oh, we can't go in that yard. You see that yellow sign? That says Mosquito Joe. What do you think, I was born yesterday?
Actually, yeah, we both were.
Don't be a mosquito buffet this year. Call Mosquito Joe for a free quote at 479-202-9960 or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com. Outside is fun again.
Clogs? Nobody wants a clog. West Ark Plumbing knows that clogs are a serious issue. They can signal that bigger problems are on the way. So contact West Ark Plumbing while the problem is small. Slow shower and sink drain, gurgling toilets, and outside cleanouts making a mess? Call 479-646-5151 today. West Ark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning since 1993. They keep you flowing. If you have slow drains or high water bills, call West Ark Plumbing and expert drain cleaning service. 646-5151.
Insurance company throwing you a curveball? Are they crowding the plate and not offering you a fair settlement? If you've been injured in a car wreck, you need an experienced attorney to fight for you. I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma, no win, no fee. Call Mock Legal Solutions today for your free consultation. 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
Walk-Ons is always a win. Whether it's a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner, Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and coming soon to Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You don't miss the boat that day he left the shack. But that was all he missed, and he ain't coming back. It's gone out and the chains on top. Just like that. Next time, shot.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel hotline, 877-377-6963. Now, here's Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
I'm going to read through some of the comments from Dave Van Horn's press conference, and this does stand out that they've had the trainers look at Brady Tygart because his velocity was down a little bit last week, so that they may just have him rest this weekend. It's not saying he's going to rest. I think he's still on the travel roster. My sense is he's still going to be on the road trip and still be available. But it also sounds like they might want to rest him for now. So then maybe you don't have him piggybacked anyway. But that's just the thing that stood out. His velocity was down to about 90, 91, even in the first couple of innings this last weekend. So that I wouldn't say that was alarming. Like if he was into the 80s, I think maybe you'd be a little bit more worried. But if the trainers checked him and said he's okay, sometimes this happens. You know, there's the idea of of dead arm just kind of happening sometimes. That's right.
And that's, everybody, like, why do you take Hagen Smith out after 5? 90-something pitches. Like, you can go 110, 115 this time of year. That's not when you want to do 110, 115. It'll be 2 weekends when there's a regional, 3 weekends when there's a super regional. And, I mean, Dave gets that. There's bigger fish to fry.
Eddie likes fried fish. I'm sure he does. Eduardo, Eduardo's here on the McClarty Daniel hotline. Eduardo, you do fish fries, right?
Man, I love fish fries. I tell you what, me and my wife just enjoyed, the Catfish Hole in Alma was shut down for a little while. We went last, Saturday, and man, was it good.
I heard it's open again.
Man,
That's right. That's a big deal. Yeah.
But what I'm calling in today, sir, what's on the menu tomorrow night? I'm starting to smell it. Let me say this. You talk about Molina, you talk about Tiger, it doesn't mean they don't have the ability to pitch. It just didn't vanish out of their arms. It's about stepping up in a moment, and they need to do that in a big way this weekend. But what's at stake tomorrow night? Does it get any better? Can you smell it? Can you taste it? An outright SEC Western Division title. And who we got on the plate? Mr. Shutdown. I'll tell you what, Hagen, blow the bubbles out. Because that's what they want to do this weekend down in Aggieland. They want to blow the bubbles. But for all our pitchers, I don't care who pitches, you step up and pitch like you're capable of pitching. And not only will we win an SEC Western Division title, not only will we anchor down a top 8 national seeding, not only will we head into Hoover with a head of steam, woo! But the Ric Flair woo is only going. Let me tell you about the Hall Train. You can pitch, you can hit, you prove the tenacity in the recipe. No matter when you get down, I'll never doubt you again. And don't doubt yourself, because you go out and play to the maximum of your ability and feed them a big bowl of Hog baseball delight. And
Eddie, real
exactly
quick, I'm just going to finish.
do.
We'll finish the phone call with where we started here. If we're talking now, I could see Eduardo from Clarkfield being a big tartar sauce guy. You big tartar sauce guy, Eduardo? Yes or no?
Man, I love the tartar sauce. Pile it on there,
Darn
pile
right.
the ketchup on the. I tell you what, I'm craving the recipe. I should be hungry. And I'm starting to feel it from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. And blow the bubbles out, boys, because stakes don't get any higher. 2 top 5 matchups going head-to-head in the SEC West. Does it get any better on the menu? Can you taste it?
I taste it. I'm tasting all the tartar sauce in the world right now, Eduardo, and if it's got mayo in it, chances are you might like it. Eduardo, thank you for frying my fish.
What
Man.
a segue. Man, Phil, you rocked it.
Cabbage Head gets to follow that. You don't put tartar sauce on cabbage, but Cabbage Head, how you doing today?
Slaw.
Hey, Bill, I just want to, every time I hear him come on, you know what I feel like? I feel like saying, I got a really good feeling about this one. That's for sure, because he makes you feel good. That's true. But listen, I just called. I really appreciate you do such a good job in your play on the. I don't get into baseball that much. Of course, I do the Razorbacks because they're winning and they can beat a lot of those Grimes that's in the West. But I just appreciate you. The one thing I like about you when you're calling those games is, you know what? You tell the score, because if I tune in and I'm waiting, sometimes they never seem like, but you do. That's one of the things that I really appreciate you when you call those games, is that you tell the score a lot and other things, but you do a good job. And then one day, I've always complimented you on your bumper music, but I was just wondering, one of these days you'll find one of those old trapeze songs and put on there.
Well, that will be taken under advisement, Cabbage Head. It'll depend on the year that Matt Jones chooses. But this year is
we played some for him. We played a couple of trapeze songs.
We did?
We'll hook you up. We'll take care of you, Cabbage Head.
Matt takes Cabbage Head. Matt takes all of the requests, and he usually fulfills them. Usually.
Are you talking about Matt?
The one and only Matt Jones.
It's a collaborative effort.
There we go. Okay, good deal. Well, that's good. I still got you guys a T-shirt. It's got Mr. Cabbage Head and the Screaming Radishes on it. That remember, a vegetable-related rock for a healthier lifestyle with that band. And I've got y'all a T-shirt, but I was hoping that y'all would. Well, Matt, I think he told me he was at a store over in Van Buren Industrial Park, and I missed that. Y'all were there doing a live show, I guess, but I got to catch the next one maybe, and I got y'all a Cabbage Head T-shirt that I need to get.
we were over at Lumber One. That was a lot of fun. We got a T-shirt.
Yeah, Lumber One. Yeah, I haven't been over. Is there a new RV place that went in over there close to that also?
I don't know, and if they judging on our RV sponsorships, they're going to have to pay for us to even say their names.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys, Matt, and y'all got the experience to where you know what people, why they tune in and what they listen for, and you capitalize on that. That's why you're good at your job.
Cabbage Head, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. It's Cabbage Head here. Matt, we've been getting some good pep talks today. I'm feeling pretty good about the show.
You can tell.
Don't get cocky.
You can tell. It's a big, Clay. It's a big series going down to College Station. Maybe a little animosity, maybe a little disdain, maybe.
It's just enough to put everybody on edge. Good things happen when you're on edge.
And it's getting a little hot in the air. Everybody gets a little bit more on edge when they turn the heat up.
Humidity. It'll be nice and steamy down there. Get that Gulf breeze, the bubbles flying.
Hey, you get the rain soaking up out of the ground, which will make it nice and steamy. Once if we do play tomorrow night, because man, it's looking ugly for tomorrow. I mean, it's like 90% chance during the day, even into the evening. And I know it's a 7:00 first pitch, but it may end up being a bit of a later first pitch tomorrow night, or you could have a Friday doubleheader in which the first game would be, you win one of them and you're a division champion. But hey, maybe last week was the Oasis, a weekend without a doubleheader. So I'm hoping we get this thing in, because
you got the train just behind left field. I mean that's like perfect for Eddie. You got the hog train just pulling on out with the trophies, right?
They've added seats to Bluebell Park just for this weekend. They've added, I think, what did I see? 300 seats, bleacher seats in left center. They're calling it Section 12. They already had expanded. I mean, it's temporary bleachers that become permanent, just like they've done at Tennessee's baseball park. They put stands out past right field when we were there a couple of years ago. Now there's new stands in left field, and they're about to put. Heck, I think they're going to put, I don't know the dollar figure, but tens of millions of dollars into renovating Bluebell Park. So, yeah, they're trying to make the experience there better, because it looks really nice from the outside. On the inside, it's like, okay, it's fine. Don't get me wrong. The bubble machines, though, are kind of what make the atmosphere. That and, like, they do have good baseball fans. It is a fun place to go for a baseball game.
You got temporary bleachers at Baum Walker out in the. Have you ever gone out there and seen the view you get from those bleachers, Phil?
Yes, yeah. It was a game
long ways out there.
It was a game I wasn't calling because I was with women's basketball, and I went all the way out there and sat on the top row in left field, and I thought, that's right. Why would you come here to watch the game? You're coming here for the atmosphere. Yeah.
You need binoculars, some field glasses, some opera glasses.
Hey, we're going to wrap up hour number 2 of Halftime in just a moment. Stay with us.
This is Halftime.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson for Papa's Pub and Pizzeria. I want to talk about their pizza today. The Goob Special with extra pepperoni and rib rub on top. The Parm Special with double mushroom and jalapenos. Don't forget about the bacon cheeseburger and everyone's favorite, the old trash can. Swing on by Papa's Pub and Pizzeria at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith, or give them a call at 479-783-9941. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best dark pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Warning, warning, attention all homeowners. Hi, this is Justin at West Termite Pest and Lawn. It's definitely bug season, and we are priced to earn your business. Licensed in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Call today for a free evaluation, 479-782-7291. West Termite Pest and Lawn, protecting your home, health, and peace of mind.
All services performed with children and pets in mind.
Do you need gutters but think they're too expensive, or that you need to get the soffit or fascia ready? No worries. Call the Gutter Guy. He does it all. No need to call multiple companies to get the right gutters for your home. Call the Gutter Guy. Quality, low maintenance, leak-free gutters with a 5-year warranty. The Gutter Guy also does vinyl siding and windows. The Gutter Guy. Over 30 years experience. Call 226-1259. Call the Gutter Guy.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every Friday is Fajita Friday, featuring their charbroiled steak and chicken. It's tender, full of flavor, and comes with all the fixins. Saturdays are for endless enchiladas with Joe's homemade enchilada sauce and all the beef, chicken, or cheese enchiladas you can eat. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Great Tex-Mex, even better service. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Call or text ESPN Arkansas on the McClarty Daniel Hotline, 877-377-6963. Now back to Halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones.
Ronnie had texted in and wanted to know what the deal is with the schedule for the Fayetteville softball regional this weekend. To be a 5 o'clock first pitch for Arizona Villanova Friday, and then Arkansas SEMO 7:30 on Friday. That'll be on ESPN Plus, and then the winner of Arkansas SEMO will play at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They do the softball regionals a little bit different than the baseball regionals, because if you win your game on Friday, you play the first game Saturday. But if you lose the first game Saturday, you got to play again. You got to play again later on in the night, and in a win or go home sort of a thing. So that sounds like a really intense day.
Let's go get it, softball. Yeah, that's because I'd want to play the first game too to start off the tournament. Then, especially if you're playing the early game, but they do it a little different.
Yeah, they do. Hey, I wanted to mention this before we got off. Did you see Red Lobster is going through potential bankruptcy?
The cheddar biscuits, the cheese, huh? The cheesy biscuits.
The endless shrimp.
It was the endless shrimp. They tried to do a promotion and get more people to come in, and it was endless shrimp, and it ended up killing them.
Oh,
too much of a good thing.
People ate too much shrimp. What would have actually happened if they would have done an endless cheddar biscuit? Oh, but they already do it. It used to be endless cheddar biscuits anyway.
Yep.
That's the only thing we got to worry about moving forward. If the whole chain shuts down, which I don't think it will, then they got to at least make sure that those cheddar biscuits stay in the grocery aisles.
This was about 95, middle of November. Nolan's birthday, I think, is November 27th. He's 82 now, by the way. But we were walking out of, you could watch practice, sit in the stands, and usually just come over and sit with me, because everybody had to go write something. The internet did not exist, so I didn't have anything to write. Just had a magazine, once a month during basketball season. And so we were walking out, and I was like, "Coach, where are you headed?" He says, "I'm meeting Rose at Red Lobster. It's my birthday." I said, "Well, happy birthday, Coach." And I said, what does Nolan Richardson get on his birthday? And he says, one of everything.
Now, my sister used to do Red Lobster birthdays. That was her favorite place to go as a kid, and I never had to ask for it because I always knew that was where she wanted to go. So I'd be going for someone's birthday anyway. It was a big old treat, that was for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw they closed a bunch of locations, but they kept the one in Little Rock because for a long time, heck, it might still be for all I know, it was the highest grossing restaurant in the entire state of Arkansas. But that was like 15, 20 years ago. I think food tastes have changed a little bit since then. So
can you call a seafood restaurant a flagship?
I guess you can. If it's one of the more famous ones. That one is, yeah. All right, I got to get out to meet the team here. Should be pulling up at the Regional Jet Center anytime soon. Listeners, you got Matt Jones, you got the one and only senior national columnist at hitthatline.com, Clay Henry, and Colton on the board, and I'll be back with you guys tomorrow.
Safe
Have a great rest of the day. Thanks, guys. And woo.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the Homestead Tax Credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The Homestead Tax Credit can save you up to $425 off of your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by Sebastian County Assessor and paid for by Amendment 79.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Hey, I'm Arkansas pitcher Hagen Smith. Unlock huge savings as a Pascal Plan protection member for just $8.99 a month. Enjoy annual AC tune-ups, priority scheduling, and discounts on repairs. Plus, these benefits extend to your plumbing and electrical needs too. Sign up now and get up to $350 in instant savings on a water heater, electric panel, or new AC system. With their friendly budget payment plans, you'll never overpay for your home services. Don't wait. Visit gopascal.com today to schedule your service or to start your membership.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
It's a party in the parking lot. Camping World with locations in Van Buren and Podo is the place to be. Take the summer off from payments, 0 down and no payments for 90 days. There will be special pricing for this parking lot event on new and used RVs, starting as low as $13,999. You can save up to 70% on select retail items. There's something for
low to mid 80s. We will see an increase in the cloud cover later on tonight. Overnight low will drop down into the low 60s to mid 80s. Friday